Hello and welcome everybody, I am SocioPsycho. Today we take a look at Defense Zone 2. Now this is a tower defense game by Artan Kotvol for Mac, Linux, and PC. This is more of a casual tower defense game, definitely good for somebody who's not used to defense games. When we look into the graphics options here, you basically just have a few things to turn off animation quality. There's not a large in-depth quality to the graphics, as well as screen resolution options. A small window will pop up when you load the game, which will offer you a large variety of choices. But it's a top-down tower defense game, and while the game does not look horrible, it definitely does not have much to its graphic capability. Now, when we go into the options menu here, you'll see that the really unfortunate and most saddest thing about this game is the fact that it doesn't have music and sound sliders. And the reason I say that is because the music is really good in this game, but the sound is a bit loud and it kind of muffles the music, especially when you have a majority of different towers that all make noise, and it can get pretty loud. Not so much that your ears are deafening, but you will have to turn down your system sound. Now, when we go into here, there are 30 missions, and each of these missions have 3 different playstyles: easy, medium, and hard. As you can see that there are different medals that you get. If you play on hard, each one keeps track of the difficulty setting that you're on. So when we switch between easy and medium, you can see here there are the points, the health, and the time played. This is really good for people who want to challenge themselves or just try to get a better score. Now, unfortunately, there is no leaderboard option in this game. To do one, I think when you have a point system in the game, it kind of leaves the window open, but you don't follow through, and that's kind of unfortunate. Now, the game has a large variety of difficulty, and it can become enjoyable in that sense, but what it lacks is a sense of depth. Now, this is why I say it's more of a casual tower defense game versus somebody who may be used to tower defense games might not enjoy this. Doesn't mean the game's bad, but it means that it's more friendly to people who are new to tower defense games rather than veterans who are looking for complex systems. Now, it does have a variety of different map layouts, and as you can see as we're going through these different maps, that it doesn't look bad at all. The quality of the maps and the designs is actually nice because it puts it in this urban feel, of a city feel, and you're fighting against tanks and armored convoys and mech warriors, and you can see at the very beginning of the pathways that the enemy is going to take, the enemy is going to get through. And what I like is how easy it is to actually see where you can place your towers. One of the most important things in a tower defense game is actually having a clear interface, and with that interface comes the capability to clearly see where a tower can be placed. If you have a lot going on in a battle, the last thing you need to worry about, even if you can pause the game, is the fact that you have difficulty telling where to place a tower. This clear representation of where you can place a tower is very important, and this game does it well. When we look at the interface, like I said, a sleek and clean interface is very important. You need a clear definition of what your towers are and where you can build, as well as what wave you're on and what's going to happen next, how much money you have. And those things are all represented here. If you look at the top, you can see on the top left you have your money, your health. The more troops you let through, the lower your health gets. When it reaches 0, you lose. It's not a new concept. And then next to it, you have a wave. 40 waves, 37 out of 40. Not hard to understand. Now, box next to that, because this game has ground and air units, that one is just sort of your news station. It will tell you when an airstrike is coming. When I said earlier that this game does not have a lot of depth, and it's more friendly to casual players, this is what I was talking about pretty much, because as you can see below, you have 8 towers, and these 8 towers range from their usefulness and costs. And while the towers increase in power and strength at the cost of increased money, they do not increase in capability or abilities. They remain the same at the core, they just get stronger. Now when you look at the bottom past the towers, you'll see a number that keeps increasing, and it has a picture of a jet. This is your own airstrike. The higher it gets throughout a battle, the number continues to increase, which means it will do more damage. So if you're able to hold that out and not have to use that on minions during any wave minus the last one, because every last wave has a boss to it, then you'll be able to use this on the boss, and it will significantly help you in defeating the boss units that come at the final wave. This is a very nice mechanic, and it offers a sort of ace up your sleeve or a get out of jail free card, however you want to look at it. Now, if you're new to tower defense games and you're unaware that you can increase the speed, then when we look at the bottom right side, you have a few options. The Metal Gear will bring you to the options page, and then you'll see 2 times. Now, this will only go up to 4, and I found 2 to be a good staging point, as you can pause the game with either by hitting the pause button or the spacebar. What happens is that this offers you to either get through some of the earlier boring waves or go at a pace more of your comfort. If you have a strong tower defense, there's no reason you should have to wait at a drawingly slow pace. The entire game will increase in speed. You won't lose any of your DPS, and your towers will continue to do everything they need to. It'll just happen at a faster pace, which is nice. So when you click on a tower, you have the information option, which will bring up another page of how much damage it does, how much range it has, how much damage it has when you upgrade the tower. You have how much you'll get back when you sell it, how much it costs to upgrade, and which target you want to pick, nearest, strongest, or weakest. Now, Hellfire is a really nice mechanic as it increases, it's sort of like an overload. It increases all of your tower's damage and attack speed for a durational amount of time. When it gets to 100%, it'll be active and you can use it. Once it's over, you don't lose the DPS, the tower keeps shooting. So there is no negative recoil to the ability, and it's definitely good to use because you can upgrade a tower, and then when the enemy units come out, you can pop the Hellfire on a more forward one, and now give the increased DPS to cover the time it takes to upgrade the other tower. In a tower defense game, the AI and the combat system is very important. The only job the enemy has to do is get from point A to point B, but what the difficult part in the AI is having the DPS from the towers actually not be wasted anywhere and everything go over smoothly. So while this game may not actually have a lot of depth to it, the combat and the way that it smooths over is done actually very well. There is at no point any time or feeling that your towers are not doing the DPS they require to. When you shoot a bunch of rockets out of the enemy, you know every single one of those rockets is going to hit a target unless you pick the very last tower, which is just shoot a spread of rockets in an area. And it says that. So understanding that the AI system is actually done pretty well and the game is balanced fairly good is even more of a reason why I say that if you're new to tower defenses, this would be a really good game for you to look into, or if you're a casual tower defense game. It's not bad by any means, and it does what it needs to in a very decent manner. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of customization to it, but it may just offer you that challenge that you seek, without being frustrated that your units or towers are not doing their job. And when we come to the level design, there are 30 missions in this game, and how they have the pathing system in between different lanes available, as well as land and air, and different lanes in air and as well as land, it really makes you think about where to put your towers, how to build your strategy, and with how the map is designed, it tells this sort of story even though there's not a story in the game, and it sets a right atmosphere with everything else. And it's nice to only be able to have to place one tower in one area and then wait and rely upon different strengths of your different towers. And the maps complement that really well on how the design of a level and the towers need to be mixed together to create a strong and durable hold. Because I've never really felt restrained by the level design on where I can place units. Yes, there are certain aspects and reasons why I can't place one here and there, but it's never been so much to a point where they are dictating where I have to place a unit. It gives you a wide freedom, and I respect that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. I have been SocioPsycho, and I gladly recommend this game to anybody that may just be starting out in tower defense world. See you next time.